guys, Papa Sam here, and today we're just gonna be talking about some calcs updates. Shoot, so let's get into it. We're gonna join the slash test server, and we're just gonna first off, I'm just gonna say Gollys has been working really hard lately, so really hard, like really. And he's been working on fixing all the characters in the test server. He's been working on how shots register. He's been working on Reaper, Ghost, Sir Knight, Cyborg, Decker, Sheila, and Zadina, all the classes. He's been working on all of them. And he's been trying to get them right. He's trying to get them fixed. He's been trying his best to get Gollys back on top. So, like, really, just thank you, Golly. And, like, really, make Golly's day. Make Golly's day. DM, thank you. So-and-so, whatever. Anyway, getting into it, you can see that he's got all these characters done. Each character works with a pretty good function. Cyborg now works based on how he was supposed to in this new update, with him being able to hold his rockets. Just like that. And then shift now works too. Pretty sure shift as a, yeah, okay. And shift now works to where you can build up your damage meter and get more shield. Well, it almost works, but I'm pretty sure Gollie's moving on to Cyborg next. He's not his top priority, which, you know, is a good thing. We don't need, I don't think anyone was sad about Cyborg not being focused on. Anyway, so let's get into it. Golly has added commands in the server, and I'm going to start showing them off. So first off, he most recently did commands with Decker. And what Decker's was, you know, it was focusing on reload and cooldown and speed like that. As you can see, the server's a little laggy, probably because he's working on it right now currently. Anyway, time to just commands. So basically, we can do a lot of things. We can do watch, which allows us to watch entities like Knight Shield. I don't know if this entities completely put in there. Okay, watching Knight, quote unquote Knight Shield. I don't know if it's completely in there. We can also put commands of clear, and then clear whole lines above the entry. Other commands we can do are echo, which we can put a text or string like ring, and it will echo. And then we can do a downs too, which is kind of the same thing, but it has a special message print. And it'll even say announcement. So I could be like, I'm going to post today. And there we go, created an announcement. I'm going to post today. So the thing about Echo is that it doesn't go in the chat as opposed to announcement. Announcement is something you're going to make worldwide in the server. I think announcement was meant to be like where all servers will receive the announcement, but it may just be for just one server too. That would be nice. Otherwise, that would cause a lot of lag. Anyway, he's also worked on hit registration. How characters' hitboxes are much more accurate. G doesn't work currently. This is just something you can use as a, you know, kind of like a retrospect for what damage you're taking. So I walked through it while it was firing, and I took, yeah, a little bit of damage, not too much. Anyway, moving on to some other cool commands he's made for the time being. He's also made the fetch command, which fetches a value from the internet. And we don't need to use that right now, but that's for later on stuff. He also used teleport, which I really like that command. Teleport. Zero Sama. Zero Red Sama. Now, obviously, if I had another player here, I would be able to teleport myself. You can discard. You can also set kit attribute. And this was really good because you can set kit attribute Reaper, and then primary cooldown. Let's do primary cooldown. Primary cooldown. And then let's put it to 90. Sure. And like I said, everything's still in testing. Yeah, so primary or second of 90 cooldown. Okay, yeah. So this is seconds before she can fire another sniper shot. If I wanted to change that again, I would just enter same command but shorter. So set kit attribute, Reaper, primary cooldown of say 10. And this is seconds, by the way. This isn't just like random. No, this is legitimate seconds. And then still in seconds. So yeah, working out pretty well. And then at 10 seconds I could not fire. But yeah. There are other commands too. Like uptime. And then now uptime, I don't really think that's too important of a command. But position, that's a cool command. Announce, that's another one. Fetch, can be used later. And then get to place, or go to place. And then a get kit attribute, that's one I do like. So Reaper, and then roll power. I don't know exactly what this is gonna do yet. I don't think it would do anything, to be honest. Yeah, no. It shouldn't. Okay, no, good. But obviously later on in testing, that would make it to where a certain command would give Reaper maybe Sheila's roll power. And then set kit attribute. I could set Zadina's kit attribute to, let's see, ability cooldown. .5, and you can't put 0.5 and stuff like that. It is based on seconds. So I think if I test that out right now, yeah, so it's 0.5 seconds. So I can infinitely fly. You can set it to where maybe if you wanted to infinitely fly around the map, infinitely fly. You can maybe make like a sky match or something like that. And she can definitely harass people from a certain amount of height before she has to continue. She can make it like an aerial harasser. This would honestly be great for what I like to consider market gardening. But yeah, as you can see, Gollys been working really hard on everything. And obviously, fall off is a thing for Zad's weapons. You can't just be a douche to everyone from however far you want to be. And it's definitely more skill based, so you can't just like let the lightning do its job. Anyway, and then you'll see here with commands, he's had a bunch of commands. And we have people like Riley Taco, Walnut, and Corsaka to help us with calculations, and people like me who test out commands. So set Decker cooldown attribute, we already tested that. The reload cooldown, yeah. And then, primary charge length per minute. These are commands that would allow you to basically make it to where Reaper is, she can reduce how much time she needs to charge up her weapon. She can make a minimum of how far she has to charge her weapon before it's at its max. And she can increase the length max. She can increase the multiplier so it does even more damage. And then she could increase the reload cooldown. You can make it to where maybe only you get one. You can make cool stuff. You can make a little 1v1 where you get one shot each. Whoever hits one first or kills the other first, I don't know, wins. Otherwise, it'd just be a poison fight, but still. You could do the same thing with Decker. You can make it to where you have to kill each other within 60 seconds, and once you run out of all your bullets, you've lost. Whoever runs out of bullets first loses. Anyway, you can reset all kit attributes, which allows you to reset everything you just did. So, for example, if I entered that here, you can reset, and you can respawn, you can replace, you can resolve, you can rejoin, you can refresh. Okay, yeah. And then you can refresh, you can refresh yourself, and then you could refresh, you could reset all kit attributes, and then everything has been returned to its normal status. So for example, if I go back to Zadina now, I can't just fly every like 0.5 seconds, which is, yet again, this is kind of a tutorial on how you can use commands, and at the same time, it's a tutorial on or not even a tutorial, it's just a show and tell of what Gollys been doing. He's been working on the game. And this is the first time he's given us actual commands. Like back when the test handle first came out, these weren't. There were a lot more commands. Like there were commands. He showed us examples of like Ghost holding Zadina's weapon, Zadina's staff. Like these are just the basic commands of stuff you'd want to do maybe in your free time to test something out. But like in reality, this is like this is like the stuff that people have been waiting for a while now, for about a year now. Because I remember back when we were testing in 2020, it was a little bit different. And as you can see, just yesterday he was still working on it. Even before yesterday, he was still working on it. He's been working a lot more recently. He just fixed Knight's second ability, and with the third person animation, which we can test that out. And if there's still a bug, that's fine. So that just lets him know that there's something to be worked on. And that's fine. So I'm pretty sure if I'm using the raw animation file on third person, synchronized, it just has a quick hitbox. Yeah, okay. As you can see, conditions are not cleared. Sir Knight works the same way he should. And now you can carry characters and all that. You can jump with a horse, which is cool. Now, I don't think you can cancel the horse easily. But yeah. Sir Knight's Leap is gone. So sadly, normally. Maybe it'll come back in a certain kit. You never know. But I love that clears up what Gollys been doing in his spare time. It isn't just sitting around. Believe me, that's not what it is at all. But I don't know if it's me or if Gollys trying to tell us that Sir Knight's too heavy. That's very interesting. That's extremely interesting. I don't know if they're trying to. He can definitely be pushed, but is it saying he's too heavy? I wonder. That's something interesting we can look at later. Okay, no, it's just the waves on. Okay, perfect. And like the entities, you can see like that's like how far that travels. I think it's infinite, to be honest. No, it's almost infinite. But I even remember when me and other Sir Knight mains or people who just coped with Sir Knight well and knew what he deserved and what he didn't deserve. When we were talking about it, we were talking over. This is what Golly was telling us what happened. He's like, oh yeah, I was thinking about like he should be more, in a way, connected with, he should be able to do more stuff based on his actual legitimate powers, like being immortal. So his fist, how he punches his fist to the ground, and there's like a giant chasm that appears. A crack in the ground is going to be a crack animation, and once the crack reaches the player, it's going to explode and lift them up. So it's going to be the first airborne mechanic in the game. It will not stun you. It will not stun you. But it will definitely lift you airborne, which will prone you to be more vulnerable to damage. Like I can imagine just a simple combo of hitting the opponent up in the air and letting a Reaper headshot them. That's definitely going to be a thing. Hitting them up in the air and then knocking them back and then doing that. That's going to be fun to do. I cannot describe to you about that. And the fact that you can lift two people up in the air, you can lift more people if they were closer. And like the hitbox of a lift is so big. Like for example, Sheila would be easy to counter if she got too close to you. Say you predict her, and then that's a horse right away. Then once you get off the horse, you got to time it correctly, and then hit, she's dead. He definitely plays more into the crowd control role now than he used to. I mean, yeah, it was cool that he could, I guess leap and do electro ball, but that wasn't really necessary. With this, he can do damage to two people. I'm pretty sure it still has the base damage of the normal. Yeah, it can does even more, like 66, 65. Golly also 70, up to 70. Up to 70 damage. Trying to see the number. So up to 55 damage. And Golly fixed stuff like damage. Like he fixed how damage works. Like for example, if this is Reaper. For example, you don't have to be right up in somebody's face to do the maximum amount of damage. For example, Sir Knight used to do 45 damage at max, but he only did that to turrets and shields and launch pads. So basically, the way it used to be with registering, you had to be inside a player. The way it used to be registering, you had to be inside of a player to literally do the maximum damage. Like you had to be inside of a Sheila, which we all know is impossible because it's an enemy Sheila. You're not just gonna be inside an enemy Sheila. It doesn't even work. But yeah. And now, oh yeah, self damage is a thing too. It's like you can't just be stupid and do this. You can kill yourself from throwing your own or holding your own grenade. So yeah, you can hurt yourself. Same with Cyborg. You can't just be stupid and be like, oh my gosh, I do not want to deal with this Sheila, so I'm just gonna. Nope, you kill yourself. So you got to be smart about it and put it at least this far away from you, so you can no longer fire at the same time that you shoot rockets. Rockets are now binded to left click, and even if you bind them to something else, they still won't fire at the same time. Yeah, so you really got to be careful. And if you press shift now, I'm pretty sure rockets also build up your armor. Armor has a whole new working system too. Rockets help build up your armor. You'll do damage to build up your armor instead of just having to rely on teammates. And I think this is cool and all, because for one, that's really cool. Like the original way that it worked was that more teammates you had, you would get 25. So if you had like 5 teammates, 525, you get 525's armor, and that would give you, I guess you could say 100 armor, 150 armor. Yeah, 150 armor plus your own armor. But yeah, I'll give you 150 armor. Okay, that's cool. And now that you have 450 health, you're invincible, right? For the next 10 seconds, you're pretty powerful. And if you have overheal on top of that, you could technically have like 700 health. Like I may even try to test that out later on. Maybe I'll show a clip of it. But yeah. Anyway, you can give yourself so much health. It's ridiculous. Like the potential Cyborg had originally is off the charts, but people never were able to use it because it was just so situational. You had to have all the teammates around you. You had to have enemies who were stupid enough to get up close to you and try to deal that much damage to you, because you would be invincible. Now, I will say this, the old armor mechanic I'm pretty sure still does work. I'm pretty sure you still do take like less damage the lower health you are at. So really the more optimal play would have been to use the armor when you're lower as opposed to when you have full health. Granted, it makes you look scary as all get out with 800 health. It's not optimal, let's be honest. But now, I'm pretty sure the way Gollys changed it up, the new damage system kind of works with like his armor. I'm pretty sure his armor is built up by like pressing shift and then like, freaking what? Building up damage. But obviously, Golly hasn't coded that in yet. Oh no, it's E. So if you press E, that's the armor. And then you can build up to 150. So yeah. So after you press E, all that damage is put in there. But otherwise, I really hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration. I really hope it broadened up of what's been happening. You can access the test server yourself if, if you are an actual tester. You can also access the test changes in test chat, or you can just ask someone who's a tester. But until then, guys, keep flashing.